What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another highly combustible reaction. We're jumping into something, moving massive furnace models using the power of 322 SPMT axle lines. Listen, we know that Mammoet is able to do a lot of things. Get over, show them all the love of the world. We're already subbed up. We already smashed the like button. I love taking a little step away from music sometimes and checking out things that I don't fully understand, that my brain can't fully wrap its head around. Even the logistics behind some of these things that they do is just absolutely crazy. I would not want to be their logistician. Let's jump in. Let's check it out together. See what we got. You all wanted it, so I definitely appreciate it. It's coming out from our time. Let's do it. If you enjoy it, get over to Mammoet the love.
At the Gulf Coast Growth Ventures plastics manufacturing facility in San Patricio County, Texas, you'll find a plant with some of the largest onshore modules in the industry. Over the course of 3 years, Mammoet crews completed the heavy haul of approximately 195 loads for the construction of this new facility.
That's a crazy
In 2021,
facility.
the heaviest modules of the project, the furnaces, were transported successfully. A single module required 7 trains of SPMT trailers at 46 axle lines in length each. The largest furnace module measured approximately 190 feet long, 140 feet wide, and 170 feet tall, and weighed in over 8,500 tons. This is almost the height of the Statue of Liberty.
Can you imagine how far man has come in just the short times, even while we've been alive? Like, look back, my grandma remembers things. Like, can you imagine just like where we've come to today? It really makes us out to be like the miracle species. It's crazy what we're able to do when great minds put their great minds towards great things.
While weighing over 40 times her weight. The use of innovative split SPMT trailers was crucial in getting the furnace modules from point A to point B.
And I bet you it was a slow process.
Especially considering the small footprint of the enormous furnace modules. In 2016, well before any SPMT tires even hit the ground, Mammoet was involved with various other parties to determine feasibility of the route. This planning included assessing permitting requirements with the Texas Department of Transportation for crossing 2 major roadways, the design of the dedicated dock for unloading the modules, design of the heavy haul road, and other modifications such as the burial of electrical lines to ensure a clear path. Each module was transported along a dedicated 8-kilometer or 4.7 mile.
We even had to go through and bury the above ground electrical lines just so we could get past them without taking them out. There's so much things that go into this. A hell of a lot of people, too.
Heavy haul route using SPMTs. During the planning phase, Mammoet was asked to supply up to 800 axle lines of SPMT. However, at operational peak, the team utilized almost double that, 1,578 axle lines of SPMT, to ensure continuous delivery of modules to site. By pooling global resources from over 6 international locations, Mammoet was able to supply all the axle lines for each of the transports in-house. Mammoet maintains more than 4,700 lines of SPMT globally, and these were sourced from over 140 branches. To prepare the brains that were to control these axle lines, Mammoet provided in-house training to crew members and equipment operators, and the job was completed entirely with the talent of a skilled local team.
A very skilled local team.
From the time they were built overseas, each module was engineered with the final result in mind. There was no double handling. The majority of modules came from off-ship and were transported directly to their foundations to be placed without jacking or other extra work. The dedicated route included 2 major roadway crossings and is wide enough for a Boeing 747 to travel over it. Based on discussions between Mammoet and other invested parties during the planning phase, the dock and heavy haul route were constructed from scratch by a third party to accommodate the arrival of modules throughout the course of the project. To minimize disruption to local traffic in the area, all of the highway crossings were completed overnight. Along the route, all transmission lines were buried, so there were no overhead cables to interfere with any of the transports. 2 box culvert bridges were built, and most highway crossings took place in under 2 hours. As the project site is near a wind farm, the SPMT transport arrangements had to be rated for wind speeds acting on the module of up to 16 meters per second, or 35 miles per hour. Typically, when transporting cargo, much lower wind factors are considered, if at all. Due to the sheer size and scale of the furnace modules, a rating was necessary to ensure safe transport. Although serious rain fell over the course of the project, there were no lightning strikes on the extremely tall equipment.
I mean, that's
only
super
swarms
lucky.
of mosquitoes, followed by a hot and dry Texas summer. Before any shipments were moved, Mammoet's team performed a test using SPMTs loaded with counterweights to simulate the same ground loadings expected by the heaviest modules. This assured that the route could safely accommodate the weight of the loads. Before the heaviest furnace transports in 2021, parts of the route were reinforced. GCGV drove the safety philosophy of no hurts, meaning no one gets hurt, and this was adopted throughout the site by all contractors. During execution, Mammoet's team received the Grit Award from GCGV, which is given in recognition of passion and perseverance toward project objectives. In total, 42,000 incident-free man-hours contributed to the efficient execution of the transport scope of this project.
That is like legitimately spectacular. 42,000 incident-free man-hours. When we were over in Afghanistan doing simple logistic things like moving trucks around the yard or issuing out trucks, taking in blown up vehicles, like people even got hurt there, like on the daily. So for everybody to come through and be safety minded and say, you know what, we don't want anybody to get hurt. No incidents is what we're trying for. And that's a hell of a long time to go with no incidents, especially we got this many moving parts, this many things going on.
These modules are some of the biggest to be
crazy.
moved over such a long distance, and have no doubt set a precedence for future modularization and heavy hauls. The integrated approach, sharing of resources, and collaboration from all parties on site led to the successful completion safely, on time, and on budget. Mammoet's team is proud to have been selected as a partner to provide smarter, safer, and stronger solutions to achieve feats that were once considered impossible.
Making the impossible possible right there, Mammoet. Definitely get over, show them all the love in the world if you enjoyed it. Like I said, I thoroughly enjoy this kind of thing. I am a logistician by trade. That's my job. I look at all of these things, I'm like, wow, that's not something I would want to deal with. I would not want to be the head logistician over all of this. Negative. That's a lot of responsibility on your shoulders, making sure that everything runs and is executed and gets done properly and safely. Whew. There's so much that goes into it. People don't even, oh yeah, they just threw some things on a trailer and drove. No, negative. That's months and months and months of planning and training and making sure everybody's up to speed. Get over, show Mammoet all the love in the world. Smash the like button if you liked it, the dislike button, but I won't believe you. Tell the next one of my Combustible. You guys be happy, healthy, stable. Love you to the moon and back. Peace.